everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Oriire podcast, the podcast that tells African stories. I'm Halima.
And I'm Ceci, and today we're here with our special guest, Maria, to talk about Mutu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Maria, what's the correct pronunciation?
Mutu.
Mutu. Okay. So, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name is Maria Habila. I am a Northern Nigerian lifestyle content creator. I'm a blogger as well, and I'm passionate about showcasing Northern Nigeria to the world, especially our beautiful hidden culture.
Sanu Maria. I'm kind of Hausa as well.
She's not.
Why are you arguing whether she's Hausa or not?
If she's Hausa, she's every tribe on this. Every time we have a guest, Halima is always like, oh, I'm from your tribe as well. She's also South African and Namibian. At the same time, she's also Ugandan.
Yep.
Oh,
Everything.
wow, that's impressive.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. I just think I'm very ethnically ambiguous, triggered, so I claim it to my full chest. So can you tell us about this practice, Maria? And can you say how it's pronounced? I think you said Mutu, right?
It's pronounced Mutu. Even myself, the pronunciation is not this is not the real pronunciation. The people who speak the language would pronounce it better than me.
What language is it?
Margi.
Oh, okay. So
have you heard of the language before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither.
But
I thought you're kind of not. I thought you're kind of Hausa, so you're kind of not.
Yes, Halima.
How come you don't know Margi?
That's a good question. I'm kind of brother now, but I don't know. Maria, why are you coming for me? Can you tell us about this practice?
All right. The practice of Mutu is predominantly, or that I know of, is practiced in the northeastern part of Nigeria, where human beings are connected to animals. Funny enough, for a very good reason. The connection is done out of love, and basically out of love to repay someone back for a very good deed that you cannot pay with money or gift or anything. So that's money cannot buy the gift that you're giving this person by joining him or her with an animal. That's basically the idea behind it, and it's for a lot of reasons. Some are debatable, while others are just as plain as they come. Most times people do it for longevity, for super strength, for superhuman abilities, because human beings who are connected to animals actually have superhuman abilities. I'm talking like laying curses on people and it would actually affect them. I'm talking knowing what is happening, like you being, would I say omnipresent now? Like you can be at two places at the same time, where the animal is and where you are physically. You know what's happening in both places at the same time. This is for real. This is something that is very common, and it's not only the Marigi people that practice it. The Higi people too, Michika people practice it. The Kilba people practice it. In fact, I think they are known for the practice till today. Other parts of northern Nigeria, I mean Adamawa particularly, have really subsided when it comes to this practice. But Kilba people still practice it till today. There are children who are less than 1 year old that are connected to animals as I speak to you. It's just, I don't know, it could be, associated with the kind of life that they lived back in the day, where there are a lot of farmers and hunters and they require strength to farm larger plots of land and all of that. But right now that farming has reduced, fishing has reduced, hunting has reduced, people are going to school and all of that, I really do not think that is I think I really don't think it's still, the practice is strong, is really fading, but a lot of people still practice it. So if you have any more questions as regards Mutu, I think this is like the introduction of what it should be. They are basic animals, that they are popular animals that you can connect human beings with, like monkeys. The very popular ones are monkeys, hyenas, and funny enough, leech. That very tiny animal in the water, leech. They connect human beings with them, and even crocodile.
Wow. So are there any dangers associated? Like, could there potentially be a danger to the person associated with the animal? For example, if the animal is injured or if the animal dies or anything like that? Because it sounds like, I mean, it sounds like there would be benefits, yes, but then at the same time, I can just imagine what could happen if any,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are dangers attached to it. Like my great grandma, she's sick, but there's no physical injury and there's no medical injury. There's no medical sickness or illness attached to whatever is wrong with her. But she has she's sick, right? She has sores in her mouth, but there's nothing in her mouth. We've gone to hospitals and they're like, she's okay, she's sound, she's healthy. But when the animal is sick, when the animal is attacked, you get attacked as a human being connected to that animal. For example, I think when they connected her to the animal, she did not know because it was her father-in-law who did it for her, um, just to appreciate her for, loving his son and being the amazing wife that she was, or she still is. Maybe her husband is late now, so the amazing wife that she was to his son, and she did it for her. She did not know. So when they first found out, was she said her leg was swelling, and then they took her to the hospital. Like, nothing is wrong with her. Like, maybe they should go home and treat it locally. And they asked her, "Oh, what happened to you?" She said she doesn't know, but it's like she had a dream that snake stung her or bit her. What's the word for snake now? And some people now start making inquiries on, oh, does she have an animal? She said she doesn't. She's not aware that anybody did anything to her. And they found out among her age group that, yeah, she was actually joined with an animal while she was a lot younger. But it never really manifested until when she had like the snake bite.
What animal is she connected to?
This is a bit controversial or maybe confusing. I'll say not controversial. The animal that she's connected to in direct Hausa translation is a bush pig, which is a hedgehog. But because this is like three languages down to, translation, it could not necessarily mean that animal. Because in Margi language, she mentioned an animal. And in that pronunciation, it meant either two different animals, but I was just given one. Aledendaji. Aledendaji meaning bush pig. Aledendaji. Daji means bush in Hausa. Alede means pig in Hausa. So if you want to translate it directly to English, it will not mean bush pig. But that might not necessarily be the animal. Do you understand? It could be a warthog. It could be what do they call this other animal that my brother used to call? Oh. So we are not sure which animal, but it is a bush animal that is, somewhere around the bush pig family.
That's so interesting. So do you know like the ritual process of like attaching a human being to an animal?
Yeah, I was told about the ritual process. They just take something that belongs to you that you have used and has come in contact with your skin, your fluid, or whatever, mostly your dirty clothes or like used property, though, like clothes, mostly clothing. And then you take it to a very old man who can do it, or old woman, as the case may be. They'll take it to the bush and they culture it. You know the way you grow spirogyra, no algae, not spirogyra, algae. That's how they culture it. So they'll pick out something from the animal as well and put it in the same soup bowl, local soup bowl. There's a name for it, but it's a local soup bowl. They'll put it in and water and then leave it for some time. I don't know how long, but until like they feel like it's mature enough, and then they'll take out the water and use it to cook for either a particular person or particular set of like a family, because if you want to connect, usually you're connected by families. So a particular family will have monkeys and all of them would be monkeys. A particular family will have crocodiles and all of them will be crocodiles. So it's usually according to family.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. Is it possible to like opt out of this? Say for example, my family is my family is connected to like monkeys or something, and I don't want to be connected to one. Is it possible for me to like break the ritual or something?
Not that I know of, that it is not possible. According to what they told me, it's not possible. It is not reversible.
Oh
The
wow.
deed has, yeah, it's whenever they do it, it's been done. Like there's no reversal.
To be honest, the most terrifying part of this is that somebody can just do it to you without your knowledge. Like if it was something that, okay, you use your own agency to say, yes, I want to be involved in it, then I mean, okay. But the fact that anybody can just carry your stuff and and force you to become part of a pig or something, that's terrifying. So do you think that like some way to kind of make this less dangerous is maybe to adopt the animal? So like if they attach you to like a cat or something, make sure that the cat lives in your house and is living in luxury and happiness. Or is it that sometimes you don't even know which animal it is, so like you can't even find it to capture it?
Oh, you can find the animal and you can capture it. Recently, one animal, I think Adamawa Zoo, died, and the person apparently is from my village. So she was, if you know how this one was flourishing, she know they die. I think her own, what animal was it? Oh Lord, yeah, he escaped me. I'll ask my cousin which animal it is because this was recently. The woman know they die. She literally would keep becoming fresher and nicer. At first, she was sick and they found the animal and took it to the zoo, and she was in the zoo. Sometimes maybe when people come to visit her, she not say, "Oh, I heard you went to Yola. I saw you, but you did not see me. You know what are you doing? What did you do where they kept me?" You know, she would always say that because they know where their animals are, and when their animals see their family members, they can recognize their family members. But you that doesn't have it, or you that is not the animal, would not know that, oh, this person belongs to my family, all of that. So wherever the animal is, safety for the animal is key for you to be safe to wherever you are. For instance, um my great grandma now, her major problem is the people who they connected her with are just distant relatives and people who live around her, not her family members. So whenever something happens, if they don't get to meet those people to ask, oh, where is this person? Because they move in group. The animals that they attach you with, if it's monkeys, they move in groups. So if something happens to one, the other ones can say, oh, this sickness is wrong with this person, this is what happened in the bush. So maybe they'll find the animal. Maybe the animal has fallen into a pit or has eaten something. They would find the animal and sort the animal out, right? But if the people that they connect you with are not members of your household, like immediate household, it's a lot harder to track and even take care of you and protect you, because most times they are not even sure where you are, as because you're not direct link with them. So the further the relations between you and the person, the further the connection physically.
So now that that woman, for example, the woman that her animal died, what happened to her? Is she going to die as well?
Yes, she will die. If your animal die, you can die. But because mostly the animals, these things are not with the consent of the animals, and it is you trying to like exploit the
Mm.
animals have a chance to remove themselves from this covenant, especially when the individual dies. Like where they bathe the person, when someone dies, they bath the person. And because it's in the village, there's no like proper bathroom and all. So it's just maybe the back of the house where they'll bathe the dead body and the water will be there. So mostly before the water finish drying, that animal, they'll find the animal come around and just have contact with that water. And if that animal touches the water that they used to bathe the corpse, the animal is free to go, because at the end of the day, it wasn't with the consent of the animal. It's more like you trying to benefit from him. And now that you are dead, maybe something physical happened to you, the animal is free to go his own way.
But when it's not done with the consent of the human, because like you said, somebody's father-in-law did it on their behalf without their knowledge. So why can't the human opt out to it? Seems a little bit imbalanced to me. I mean, I understand that this is how things are a lot of the time. A lot of rituals and etc. are very imbalanced, but there's really no way for you to get out of it if somebody did it without your consent as well. And do people sometimes do it for nefarious reasons? Because the person that did it, for example, for his daughter-in-law, he said they did it to show appreciation, right? But is it possible that somebody does it for an evil reason, basically, to kind of jeopardize your life or to attach you to some kind of animal that is likely to die quickly?
Oh no, is a gift. You cannot do it for a bad reason. For it would not work. It has to be for a good reason. When I asked, because recently, because of the recent interviews I've been having with people, I called to ask. I'm like, honestly, what's the aim? I need you to be honest with me. What's the aim of receiving this or doing this connection? And they're like, when somebody has done something that money cannot buy, like money cannot buy the gift to repay that person. That's what you do to the person to say thank you. That's like something you do to appreciate the person. As I said, the animals are not human beings, number one, and human beings are the ones that benefit more from this connection than the animal, because less for the animal to be in the wild and doing whatever he wants to do, but human beings have decided we need your strength and we want you to be attached to this person, whether or not it's with the person's consent. It is the person who has like better advantage, because at the end of the day, the animal now belongs to you. The animal doesn't live for himself or herself or itself. The animal would live for you. If you have a farmland, that's where the animal will be. It depends on the kind of animal, and that animal would protect your land, especially monkeys. They would be on your farmland. Nobody can steal from your farmland. Nobody can, hurt you, especially in the wild. And even your family members that have farmlands around there are also safe because of them, and all of that. So the human beings that have more to benefit from this connection. So I guess it balances it out. Like, okay, if I eventually helped you and you have reached the point of death, me, I can now go and start my life from beginning, or like from where it stopped.
This has been really, really interesting. And now this is another thing for me to live in fear of. Please, oh. Anyway. What is your own like perspective on this? Is this something that you would like you wouldn't mind if somebody did this for you, or is this something that you would be very against personally?
1,000,000% against. I do not want, because it doesn't stop there. It stops at you acting strange when you are upset. People that have like lions and hyenas, you don't want to step on their toes. They literally will roar like lions. You would hear them. People that are attached to like super strong animals like elephants, they will bring down an entire house with shake. Okay, when my grandpa died, this is my maternal grandfather now, it was chaotic according to them, because I was in secondary school then. But my cousins who went there were like, if I see the display from his siblings and his cousins, it was chaotic where they kept him, because like usually in the north they hardly even keep corpse for more than a day, right? So the day you die, mostly you'll be buried that day, except if maybe on special request. So when he died, they put him under a shade. They just built a shade, and then they put him on that. Someone came and used her bomb to bring down the entire roof of that place. There are people who would push down an entire fence. There are people who would remove roofs of houses, until you now find something that suits that animal to calm them down. People who are connected to wild animals like lions, you have to look for bones to put in their mouth, physical bones to put in their mouth. So I beg, it is very embarrassing. It's not something that you would want to, display, especially among people that do not know about the culture. They'll just think that you're possessed by demons, because people will literally pick stones and rocks from the ground and be chewing, literally. Like, the only reason why most of these things cannot be filmed is because it happens during funerals. And us here in the north are kind of conservative lifestyle. During funerals, that's not the time you want to carry camera to film. Do you understand? It to be very insensitive of anybody to do that. But me, I'm trying to do it. I want to make a deliberate effort. I've spoken to a few people in the village that in case so somebody dies and there's a despair that they should film it for me. Me, I'll be glad.
This was very, very enlightening. I don't know if okay, quick question. Ceci, do you think you want to connect it to an animal?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Personally, it depends on the animal. So
No, there's no animal for me, please. They should leave me alone.
this is such an interesting conversation, but for me, it really depends on the animal. But nobody should do this thing without my consent. Tell me first, and then I'll decide. But
I'm not
uh,
interested
thank you
at
so much,
all.
Maria, for coming. Any last words?
Oh, not really. It's just, as much as we would want to condemn it, a lot of people just say, oh, that's just like, that's diabolic, that's whatever. It's part of people's culture. And cancel culture has done more harm than good for a lot of people because there are good sides to this cultural practices and then there are bad sides to it. So canceling it entirely because it's not something that resonates with you or something that you're familiar with would be really bad. So whatever is someone's culture, that's what the person believes, that's that person's identity. We should also, if you cannot embrace it, just live with the fact that somebody else practice a different culture than you, and the world would be a beautiful place. I mean, the rainbow is beautiful because of a lot of colors, and our different cultures are what makes us beautiful. If everybody is together the same, the world is not going to be interesting to live in. So please try and embrace other people's culture. If you cannot embrace it, just tolerate it and let them be who they are and practice whatever they want to practice, and just try to tolerate other people. And that's it.
I definitely agree with you. I think cultural preservation is very important, and it's important for people to live and let live. So first of all, I want to say thank you very, very much for coming on this show. This has been a fascinating topic, and to be honest, I could probably talk about it for 30 more minutes. But we kind of have to wrap up. Can you share your social media so that people can follow you and follow your journey documenting cultural practices?
Yeah, I have a blog and a YouTube channel. It's called the True Oriire blog. It's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, and it's on YouTube. The True Northern blog, the True Northern blog, and also my personal Instagram is Maria Habila. Maria Habila on YouTube, Maria Habila on Instagram, Maria Habila everywhere.
Okay, thank you so much, Maria, and thank you for listening, everyone. And I hope that if you want somebody to attach you to an animal, they do. And I hope that if you don't want to, they don't. And also make sure to follow Oriire on social media, where we are Oriire_Africa on Instagram, on Twitter. That's ORIIRE_Africa. And go on our website, oriire.com. If you want to come on the podcast, if you have something you would like to share, if you want to write an article, we would love to have you. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye, everyone.